নমস্কার স্যার। স্যার নমস্কার। হ্যালো, হ্যালো, গুড ইভিনিং। হ্যালো, হ্যালো পিলারানি। হ্যালো, পিলরিনি। হ্যালো, 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 এনিবডি? আর ইউ গেটিং মি? Is it audible? হ্যালো, 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 পিলরেনি। হ্যালো, হ্যালো।
Hello, sir. Hello, doctor.
ওয়েলকাম, ওয়েলকাম, ওয়েলকাম।
Thank you, sir. How
So
are
shall
you?
we wait for some time? I am fine, I am fine. What
Okay,
about
that's good.
you?
I'm okay.
Okay, very good, very good. So
Very
shall we
good,
wait
doctor.
for some time to enter of
Yeah,
your
yeah.
friends?
We should wait for others. I think they are coming.
Okay, okay. Let they should come and then we will start.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, they will miss some of the chapter.
All
So
right. Okay, we'll wait.
okay, okay, okay. We'll wait for another 5 minutes. Let's see whether they are coming. And
That will be fine, sir.
mm. Welcome, Boson. Hello. Good evening, Boson. Okay. So we will start now. I think your friends will gradually join. So we will start with this number of students. Is it okay? Hello.
Yes, sir, it's okay.
Okay, very good. So now once again I welcome you to this class. Yesterday onwards we have been discussing regarding the practicum of BSW. So as I was saying to you, being a social work students, we must know the significance of the field work and application of field work in different fields, different settings, so that it will be helpful for us. So now you are the student engineer, student social worker. Now you are not completely professional social worker, but now you are all student professional social worker. That means you are now learning. So after some years, when you will complete this course, you will be called as a professional, or you will called as a social worker in general. So my dear friends, I am so happy that you have connected from different part of this world, and it is a very good time to talk you all. Yesterday also I enjoyed a lot by interacting with you all. So today also I hope you will all cooperate me, and jointly we will discuss regarding the guideline for students. So when we will go for doing field practicum, we have to certainly follow some guidelines. That is very much important for all of us. So now begin with, I request to some of you to recapitulate the yesterday's topic, what we were discussing. In continuity with that discussion part, we will discuss again the guideline for students. So begin with, again I request to some of you, maybe Anas or Klasser, whoever may be willing, you just tell some few words regarding the last class. We will review of that last class and then we will go for today's class. What we have discussed in the last class, what we learned in the last class, that we will discuss first for 5 to 10 minutes, and then we will discuss today's topic. Okay. So I request to you, those who are present here, I request you all voluntarily you speak few words on yesterday's topic, what we have discussed. That topic, maybe we will have a glimpse of discussion, or we will have a reflection on that topic, and then we will go for today's topic discussion. Anybody please tell. Yesterday topic, whatever we have discussed yesterday, that topic please tell in few words, and then we will discuss today's topic, previous topic, because through that only we will connect to today's topic. Anybody from you please tell, one or two students, you can say
Not
few
on
lines.
the line
So,
is here actually now, but the my five number it's not like the old that I
hello,
had those days when I had just got the line are the only
hello.
ones that are on the line.
Please, please,
Yes,
please,
Bob, you are
please
being mute.
loudly speak, loudly
Please
speak.
speak.
Okay,
Your
So I put it as a name
okay.
in my phone, but it's on
To me,
Google, and this
briefly,
phone has failed to sync with
we yesterday we
my
discussed
other
about
phone because it's off. Like
what
you
we're
know
going
how you
to
sync and the apps come on
like in
different.
car we get in the field. When we go in the field, generally the field work practicum, what it includes, about what it entails, and how we are going to engage with the supervisors. The data collection method we also covered, like from questionnaires, focus group discussions, recordings, and yeah, and you also give us the knowledge in depth how we're going to, like, understanding of the field environment vis-a-vis the some of the theory that we've been having in the class. Thank you.
very good, very good. Anybody you want to add something which you left out? Anybody, anybody except the Bob, whatever he said, except him. If anybody want to add something, you please unmute and please tell something. Because this class is doubt clearing class. Try to understand. Within this short span of time, I may not be able to say everything. So if we will have a discussion regarding this, uh, question answer, so that it will be easy, and then I will go for I will go on telling the important things. There is no any problem on that, but like the Bob says, I thank you, Bob, for your nice deliberation. Now anybody wants to say something except him? Francis, Anas, Classer,
Hello, sir.
please tell,
Sir, I
Anas.
want to add on what my colleague just discussed. Yesterday we discussed on issues that we are going to use in the fieldwork practicum. Though we have discussed before this 108, the methods that are going to be applied during the fieldwork, how we are going to do our induction meetings, uh, and so on. Sir, this is what I will add on what my colleague said. Thank you, sir.
Very good, very good, very good, very good. Okay, I thank you all for remembering all these things, and nicely you have recapitulated the previous day's topic. Why I am saying, if you will not interact to each other, then we cannot able to know to each other. Number one. Number two, communication skill is very important part of the social work students. So being a social work student, we must communicate whatever we have understand, that we have to ventilate before others, that we have to say before others. Then only it will be effective for others. Right? So therefore, this is very important. I'm not going to tell any new things. Whatever we have discussed in the last class, again, in addition to that topic, I'll tell you again uh, some of the important part of this field work again. Okay. So we have more 4 days except today's class. So within that, when you will come to close of 4 days, when we will finish 4 days more 4 days class. By that time, you can able to write this 108 concurrent fieldwork practicum very easily. Okay. So therefore, with interaction by uh, uh, question answer method, and by mingling to each other, we'll be discussing. So my dear friends, today we'll be discussing again the guideline for students. So when we will supposed to do this concurrent field work, by that time we have to follow some guidelines. Though I have discussed to you in the last class few words, again I repeat those things, important things, and add some important things which will be helpful for you for writing your concurrent fieldwork. Dear students, this in every concurrent fieldwork, you must do or you must follow some guidelines. What are those guidelines? You have to follow some steps. All steps attached with some guidelines. All steps is related to some guidelines. That guidelines need to be abided by the learner as well as the fieldwork supervisor. It means without the fieldwork supervisor, the learner cannot do the fieldwork activities, because the learner has to be supervised, guided, directed, suggested, advised to the learner. So learner need to be take the advice of the supervisor. Learner need to be take the guideline of the supervisor. Learner need to be take the advice of the supervisor. If he is taking the advice, then his writing, his report writing, his presentation, everything will be nicely completed. So dear friends, both the supervisor as well as the learner has to follow the steps. Learner has to follow the step, as well as supervisor also need to follow the step, because we are not above the IGNO guideline. Whatever guideline, whatever scientifically proved guideline is there, that guideline we need to be followed in order to accomplish our fieldwork practicum. Friends, again I tell you, the very foremost and important part of fieldwork is attending induction meeting. Attending induction meeting. Again I tell you, like when you start the vehicle, before starting the vehicle, suppose you want to go from one place to another place. So before going to that place, you have to prepare your vehicle. What sort of things required to prepare the vehicle? Maybe you maybe see the tire, tube, brake, and you may be giving the pressure, and also you may be put the petrol or diesel. If you are not putting the petrol or diesel, then your vehicle will not go ahead. Yes or no? And therefore, ask for your destination. How long you supposed to go? Keeping in mind, you have to fill the petrol. You have to fill the diesel. And then if you start the vehicle, then you can able to reach into your destination safely. Likewise, when a driver is new, in order to get the driver license, what he is doing? Initially, he is getting admission in a driving school. So where the teachers are teaching to the driver, newly learning driver, that how he will hold the steering, how he will start the vehicle, and when there is a traffic, by the time how many where he is supposed to stop, and which signal he has to see, and after that he will go ahead. So all the things he is getting knowledge, or he getting trained in the driving institute. In the driving institute, the teacher is teaching to the driver, and he is also doing the demo, and after that he is driving in the road. Likewise, today, when you will go for doing the field practicum, by that time, you need to attend an induction meeting. Induction meeting is kind of training. Induction meeting is kind of, the power, strength that will be supplied by the fieldwork supervisor to a learner. And getting the power, getting the knowledge, the learner will doing the fieldwork activities safely. If he is not attended the induction meeting, if he is not learning the induction meeting, if he is not listening the induction meeting, if he is not keenly attended the induction meeting and have not note down anything, forgot the class steps, then what will happen? The consequences is he will derail to reach into the destination. It means he cannot able to do effectively the fieldwork activities. Therefore, my dear friends, attend the induction meeting arranged at the study center. In this meeting, you will come to know about the details regarding fieldwork practicum and the various activities that you are supposed to complete in this practicum journal. So initially, a person, again I repeat, any social worker, when he is starting to do some social work activities, he must know the value and ethics of social work, the genesis, the history of the social work, how social work come up, and what way the social work has to done. And before social work doing, one has to do as a trainee the concurrent field work. So in the concurrent field work, again I tell you, you must know the methods of social work, techniques of social work, and some approaches of the social work, scope of the social work, limitation of the social work, challenges of the social work. So that will be supplementing you, that will be helpful you to do effectively the concurrent field work. Friends, again I tell you, being a social work student, before orientation visit, before doing the concurrent field work, what you supposed to do? You have to carefully listen during the induction meeting. In the induction meeting, a teacher, a field supervisor will explain details, activities for doing the social work, concurrent field work. Friends, as I was saying to you, whatever there available in the book, that is not sufficient. You have to incorporate some knowledge, other knowledge. You have to always apply the presence of knowledge. You have to apply the scientific knowledge, proven knowledge of social work, which will be helpful for you to do the concurrent field work effectively. So therefore, induction meeting may be held in the study center or regional center. Sometimes, due to some obstacle, in some cases, induction meeting could also conducted at the office of the fieldwork supervisor or the convenient place of both the learner and fieldwork supervisor. It is not that only the regional center only the induction meeting will held. If there is any problem arise, then you may be doing the induction meeting anywhere as per the convenience of both of you. But mind it, without the induction meeting, if anybody doing the fieldwork activities, that is meaningless. That will be not evaluated by a fieldwork supervisor unless you have not attended, because attendance of induction meeting will make you powerful, will make you strengthen, will make you energetic, will make you lively, will make you a strengthful person for doing the fieldwork activities. So, under the induction meeting, again I want to explain what sort of things you supposed to know. You supposed to know how to do the orientation visit. Friends, in the orientation visit, you supposed to do that you have to visit at least 5 different developmental organizations. So under these 5 different developmental organizations, as I was saying to you, the organization is not equal to each other. It should not be not equal to each other. It should be different to each other. If it is different, then only you will get the different knowledges, and thereby your work will be very easier. And you have to do some pre-term fieldwork assessment. What is that pre-term fieldwork assessment? Based on some fieldwork activities, based on social work, you may be doing some exercise, that is multiple choice question answer. Suppose if it is there in your book, it is good. If it is also not there in the book, then also by asking to your fieldwork supervisor, you can prepare a questionnaire related to your fieldwork activities, and you have to go on doing that. Thereby, you can able to know that how much you have understand regarding the field practicum activities. Friends, again I tell you, whenever you are doing the concurrent field work, remember you have to attend the induction meeting. Induction meeting is mandatory to all the students. No student will can do the fieldwork activities without the induction. So we must attend the induction meeting. Followed by induction meeting, there will be a individual conference. What is the individual conference? In the induction meeting, maybe 4 to 5 or 6 to 7 students may be there. Will be joining in the induction meeting in group. But when you will interact with your fieldwork supervisor, by that time, it is in individual conference. When you are only talking with your fieldwork supervisor related to your fieldwork activities, by that time, we call it individual conference. Individual conference, in short, we are saying it is IC. Why there is an individual conference again? When a person is doing any kind of activities, by that time, suppose he could not able to do that for some reason, immediately he will make contact with the supervisor, fieldwork supervisor, and fieldwork supervisor will guide you, give you some tips to overcome those challenges, the problem. That is why there is a need of individual conference. Individual conference is not a group conference. Individually, you have to contact with your fieldwork supervisor. If it is not possible, physically meeting, then also you can talk over the telephone. Spend 1 hour or 1.5 hour or 2 hours with your fieldwork supervisor. Mingle with your fieldwork supervisor. Interact with your fieldwork supervisor. Definitely your fieldwork supervisor is more knowledgeable than you in this particular field. Why I am taking class? Because I am a teacher. I have been teaching so many years. That is why I know what is the process of field work, what is the guideline of field work, what is the principle of field work, what are the scope of field work, that I know. And through that knowledge only I can share something to all of you, which will be make you strengthen, which will be make you easier to your work, and therefore you supposed to seek the help of the fieldwork supervisor through individual conference. Time to time you have to interact. Time to time, if it is possible, then you can sit together in front of your fieldwork supervisor. No need to worry it, because it is not a magic. It is a scientific thing. If you are following this one properly, then you can able to do anything, everything, because it is already proven. The proven thing only you are doing now, dear friends. We are not inventing, discovering anything. We are just practicing whatever our ancestors, whatever our previous social workers have already done. That things only we are carrying on now. We are not doing any new things. Of course, we may be doing some new things, because this is the 21st century. Earlier there was no such devices, mobile devices, internet devices, social media, all the internet or net facilities are at present available. All the people are using hugely. So you have to take the advantage of all these things. I'm not saying without the individual conference, one can do effectively the activities. No one can do the activities effectively. That is why, mind it, induction meeting is mandatory. Individual conference also mandatory. If suppose you have not done any individual conference and depending on you, you have written everything and submitted it to IGNOU Study Center. No IGNOU Study Center will accept your report if it is not there. The individual conference, it is mandatory. If you are not contacted with your field of supervisor, it proves that you have malpracticed that work. Dear friends, it's very important that we need to understand. Just a minute. Excuse me. So, sorry. Sorry for the interruption. So, meet your fieldwork supervisor at study center. Refer to the list of fieldwork settings attached in this journal and clear doubts, if any. For orientation visit, seek guidance regarding report writing. In the individual conference, whatever doubts, whatever queries you have, you need to ask to your fieldwork supervisor. Also, refer the list of fieldwork settings. Also, get the clarification, and you may be seeking the guidance of the report writing. Friends, we have some proforma, we have some guidelines. Simple guidelines is given in the journal that we supposed to follow for report writing. You may be adding some point, valuable point for worth of your dignity of your report, but you cannot do it haphazardly. During the field work only, you can able to during the individual conference, you can able to know all these things. As I was saying to you, when you will go for orientation visit, first you have to list out 5 different developmental organization names. It may be the government organization, it may be the private organization, but you have to finalize 5 different developmental organization name list. And those 5 developmental organization list you have to show to your teacher, fieldwork supervisor, whatever enlisted yourself. As supervisor will finalize that one. And he will instruct you what to do, what not to do. So in the coming class, again, that part we will discuss. Now, individual conference is over. What is individual conference? The interaction between the fieldwork supervisor and the learner regarding any doubts, clarification, queries of your fieldwork. It's not that only one type of problem. Any kind of problem you can share to your fieldwork supervisor. That is why they are appointed. They are recognized. Having MSW qualification and having more qualified people are, lot of people are there in the society. But all people could not become your fieldwork supervisor. Will be the fieldwork supervisor who is recognized by the IGNOU Study Center, regional center, having lot many years of experience. Then only they will be accompanied you as a fieldwork supervisor. Friends, during the orientation visit, what you will do? You have to complete 5 orientation visit in total in different settings. Complete 5 orientation visit in 5 different NGO agencies, community setting, etc. Already I have discussed with you regarding this. 5 orientation visit in 5 different NGOs. Try to understand again. I have told it in the next previous class also. Again, I am telling you, when you will start your fieldwork activities and report writing, by that time, initially you have to attend the induction meeting, number 1, step 1. Number 2, you have to attend the individual conference. Number 3, you have to list out 5 different organization বা non-government organization বা agency where you will go for orientation visit. Different non-governmental organization or community setting by the help of the fieldwork supervisor. And then you will be going to that place. As I have already discussed you, different area, different trust area, different kind of organization, that also we will discuss in later part. Now, after orientation visit, 5 different organization orientation visit, you are coming to start writing reports. That means you will be visiting to concurrent field work. First you did the orientation visit of the organization. Orientation visit organization report also you have to prepare. Concurrent fieldwork report also you have to prepare. But prior to concurrent fieldwork report, preparation of fieldwork report, what you are going to write the report? Report of orientation visit. Report of orientation visit. Under that report, what else you supposed to write? That is the main part. What you will write? Friends, under the orientation visit, your work is to find out some of the organization and from that organization you will have to collect some information. What are those information? First is name of the institutions. You have to collect the name of the institution. You have to collect the address. Friends, address may be 2-3 types. Main headquarter address and liaisoning address may be there. You will ask to your chief functionary of the organization, sir, which address is communicable address, where I supposed to communicate, or where my IGNO will communicate to you. That organization, that address we supposed to write. So you will ask to him. Accordingly, he will answer you, because sometimes during the registration of the organization, there is some address, and after the registration, they may be changing some address. Next one is mission statement or motto. There is a mission statement or motto of that organization. Every organization must have some mission statement. You have to find out what is the mission statement of that organization. And you have to note down in your notepad in rough. Again, you have to ask the institutional objective. What is the institutional objective of this particular institution? That you have to ask and write. Another point is chief executive officer or executive officer. There is a administrative structure. Under that administrative structure, every organization having a chief executive officer, or we call it executive officer, who is chief among the all. Suppose in a state, who is a head? The people's representative chief minister is head in all the states. It is okay, but the chief secretary of the state, that means in a state there are some people who are known as chief secretary, and the chief secretary will do his work for the betterment of the organization. The organization is depending on him, his administration. If he is not competent, then he cannot advise to all. Anyway, that is not a matter of discussion here, but we will simply ask to them that and write here that chief functionary of the organization. And some board members, when a organization is formulated, by that time you must be knowing there are some general body members, and out of the general body members somebody will be elected or selected as a executive body member. The executive body members will be known as a governing body member. The governing body member will be known as a or similar to the board member. Try to remember the nomenclature of all these things. Maybe in some organization they may say executive body members. In some organization they may be say board members. In some organization they may be saying the chief board members, organizing committees, etc., etc. So here we will know the board members. Who are the board member of that particular organization? That part we have to collect under the orientation visit. This proforma is equally used for all 5 orientation visit data collection. It is not only meant for only one organization, rather it is meant for all 5 organizations. How many members are there? And what is their designations? Means portfolio. President, secretary, treasurer, advisor, vice president, joint secretary, these many board members, they are coming under the board members. Then type of work. Friends, in an organization, you must be knowing there are different organizations determined by different type of activities. So type of work is very, very important. What is the type of work or nature of work of that organization? Just before one day, means in the yesterday class, I was talking to you regarding this matter. What is that? There are some organizations who are working for labor class people. There are some organizations who are working for RTE, right to information. There are some organizations who are working for human rights, HR. There are some organizations who are working for women violence, violence against women. There are some organizations who are working for drug addiction, drug de-addiction. There are some organizations who are working for children rights. There are some organizations who are working for education. There are some organizations who are working for water and sanitation. There are some organizations who are working for youth empowerment. Friends, you have to find out that which organization, what type of organization, what is his trust area, under which area that organization is working. You must know and try to write that one. Another one point is number and nature of beneficiaries. Sometimes we say beneficiaries, sometimes we say stakeholders. Beneficiary, who are the beneficiaries? Suppose in front of me, you are my beneficiaries. You are all students, I am teacher. The government is the IGNO. IGNO has appointed me. IGNO has given me this authority to take your class. I am not directly talking to you without the permission of the IGNO. IGNO authorized me to take the class. Whom I am taking the class? Who are my beneficiaries? You are my beneficiaries. So likewise, in an organization, there are some beneficiaries. For whom the organization works. For example, in a community, I tell you, in a community, there are different variety types of people are there. There is a project comes for only tribal women empowerment. So in a community, maybe different type of women are there, but your focused group is, your beneficiary is only tribal women. Suppose you are working for adolescent girls. Under 19 years old, all the girls are adolescent girls, under 19 years old. Girls are there. Many girls are there in the community, but your beneficiary is only below 19 years girls who are known as adolescent girls. They are your beneficiaries. All may not be your beneficiary. Only the specific group of people, only the specific group of girls are your beneficiaries. dear friends, likewise, you have to find out, you have to know who are your beneficiaries, means organizations beneficiaries. Because if you know them, that will helpful to you. That will be helpful for you. Nature and number and nature of beneficiaries. What is this? I told you the nature. Now we'll discuss the number. Means in a community or in a slum or in a village or in a municipality area, notified area council, whatever may be, there you will see how many number of beneficiaries are getting benefited out of that organization, or how many members, how many number of beneficiary cover by that organization. That you have to know. Say it is 500, say it is 200, say it is 1000, say it is 5000, whatever may be the number. We are not bothered for it. We are just collecting the data from that organization. During your orientation visit, physically you have to go and sit with the in front of chief functionary, or chief functionary is not available, then joint chief functionary may be interacting with you. You may be going, you may be collecting some data by interaction and some data through their website, through their annual annual book, through their journal, or any other records. But these many things you supposed to collect. So when you will complete all this data, collection of all the data, then it will be called, it will fulfill the profile of the organization. So now coming to number and nature of the beneficiary, already you understood, I think. Then geographical area of work. Geographical area of work. What is geographical area of work? Yesterday I was talking to you. There are 3-4 types of organization. International organization, national organization, state level organization, district level organization, and community based organization. So all these organizations are identified by their geographical area itself. Why it is so? That is why I was saying to you, if a national level organization, which organization is called as a national level organization? The organization works in a different states, means more than one state, that organization, national organization. The organization which organization works more than one nation, that is international organization. The organization which works more than one district, that is inter-district organization or state level organization. Community-based organization, which is limited within the subdivision or sub-block like that. That is community level organization. My dear friends, you have to know the geographical area of the organization. Means the specific area within that, whether that organization is confined to a GP, Gram Panchayat, or a village, or a subdivision, or a block, or a district, or a state, or in a district, some blocks that organization is covering. So that specific blocks, specific geographical boundary area you have to mention. And if you are not mentioning it properly, then you are failing to finding the information. That is why only you have proceeded, that is why only you have gone to that organization, visited that organization. Unless you are not getting proper data, then your visiting is meaningless. Some of the students also cheating. They are sitting at their home and they are writing the data. Mind it, as a teacher, I will suggest you the person who is visiting to the organization properly doing this orientation visit, definitely he will get a very good knowledge. And then that knowledge will help you to create your confidence, to build up your confidence, and you can courageously, you will work in an organization. You will realize that this is organized, this organization such and such. Friends, what I mean to say, we are not a ordinary professional. Our profession, our social profession is a prestigious profession. We are intent, or we are all are faithful soldiers to make the change of our society. So we are all the real social workers. A real social worker cannot cheat. He has to do properly the assignment. So you have to collect the information of geographical area. And next information is whether the agency is registered or not. If the agency is not, whether the agency is registered or not. Now, you have to collect, or you have to know some knowledge on these particular things. What are these things? There are variety of registration. What are the registrations? There are some national level registration. There are some state level registration organization. There are some district level registration organization. 1860 Society Registration Act. There is a Society Registration Act in India. There is a Trust Registration Act. So whether this organization is authorized or non-authorized, the government has to give an registration or not. Whether it is registered or unregistered, that information also you have to furnish here. Under which registration act it has registered. If you are collecting this data, then it is a very good for you. Only whether it is registered or unregistered, yes or no writing is very easy. But I can say you, as a professional, you have to go some deeper. It means you will ask whether it, under which registration act this organization has registered. That thing you have to know. And that will be helpful for you, my dear friends. Some of the students they do not know what is registration. I think this is also there in your book, BSW book, how a society can be registered, how an organization can be registered. All these things you have to know, being a social worker. That is why only you are placed in an agency. Through that agency, you have to incorporate, you have to collect these many informations. If you do not know what you have to ask, under which circumstance you have to interact with that organization, then your intention or your work will be invalid. Organizational structure. A simple diagram may be drawn if the agency is branch of a larger organization. Its place in the larger organization can be shown. Dear students, organizational structure, or we are saying organogram of the organization. There are so many nomenclature. You may saying it organizational structure, organogram of the organization, skeleton of the organization. Suppose 206 bone are there in a human being body. So all bone, all parts having different type of functions. Head has its own function. Hands has its own function. Chest has its own function. Belly has its own function. Leg has its own function. So different parts having different type of functions. That function we must understand. So here the learner has to draw a diagram, a simple diagram of the organizational structure. Under the organizational structure, president is the head, vice president, joint secretary, a secretary, joint secretary, and members, advisory body members, then program officer, program manager, clerical staff, accountant, driver, piano, etc., etc. All these things will come under the organizational structure. In an organization, in order to form an organization, there are so many personnel are deployed whose position and function is different. So we need to mention, or we need to draw, we need to write those name of that persons, position of that persons, to accomplish the organizational structure. So in your journal book also you can draw a organizational structure, and that will also helpful you, because through that you can able to know detail of that organization. There are two type of structure. For your knowledge, I am telling to you. One is administrative structure, another is organizational structure. Organizational structure is for registration point of view. It is the founder body members are there, who are the core members and who runs the organization. They are the final decision body, decision makers authorities comes under the organizational structure. And another one is that is administrative structure. Under the administrative structure, In order to run that organization, there are some office bearers are there. So those office bearers will come under the known administrative staffs, and some of them are non-administrative staffs. Non-administrative staffs who are working in the field level, executive level, they execute the activities. And there are some staffs who monitor, supervise, maintains the records, documents, who are sitting in the office, they are administrative staffs. So here, as per the guideline of the journal, we need to collect the information of the organization. Next to number of staff members and nature of staff members. There is a diagram is given where you have to write number of staff member and nature of staff. What is this? How many professionals are working? What is their qualification? And what is their post? Means position held. For example, 2 number of MSW students are there. You will write only professional, under professional, 2 number, qualification MSW, position held, program manager, program coordinator. This is the position. Next one is supportive staff. In order to support these professionals, who are the supportive staffs? And how many supportive staffs are there? What is their qualification? Suppose they may be simple graduate, BA, BCom, whatever may be. Under the professional, again, I tell you, not only MSW, just I cited the example, MSW, not only the professionals. Suppose in a LST team, suppose in a team, there are 2-3 professionals are there, MSW, MSc AG, agriculture, MBBS, doctors, and accounting staffs, all are, or psychologists, maybe psychologists are there. These people can also be called as a professionals. Then volunteers. How many volunteers are there? What is their qualification? What is their position? Sometimes we may be saying different name of the volunteers in the facilitator. We may be saying sometimes he is a facilitator, he is a worker who is working in the village level, grassroots level. To them we are saying it a worker. And then after that you have to write you have to sum up it, means totally. How many number? You have to write there. Suppose professional 5, supporting staff 5, volunteers 5, means 15. Total 15 number of staff are there. And what is their nature of staff? nature of staff will be reflected through their qualification and position held. Through the position, you will know that what kind of nature of staff, what kind of duty, means nature they are performing. And the very important thing is that you have to incorporate the or collect the history of that organization. That is very important. You must collect a brief history of that organization. History. What is history? The past things of that organization. That means how that organization was started. Who were the primary members? What was the main mission and vision of that organization? Who were the pioneers? Who are the initiators? How many type of professionals were there, or it was non-professionals? What is the geographical area? How many fonts were there? After how many years it became a big organization? What is their intention primarily? And what was their struggling life? Friends, try to understand. All the organizations initially they must have struggled. Whenever you are looking any organization, after 15 years or 20 years, you cannot say that this organization was also initially like this. No. All organization initially they must have struggled a lot. And after struggling only they have in this shape. So starting to up to this, the entire story is the history of that organization. How many people were there? What was the location? Initially, how many? What was their monetary strength? What was their focused area? Geographical area? And achievements? Upheaval history, up and down history, everything. In which way it became a registered? Who gave that name of that organization? What was the significance of that name of the organization? What was the past status and present status? We'll make a comparison also. Friends, through that, you'll be able to know the organization in detail. Therefore, history must be collected. And then, a very important part of that organization is one of the organization, that is sources of funding. What is the sources of funding? We must know. If you are not knowing the sources of funding, then it has no value. because sources of funding is the member subscription, maybe the members subscription. Sources of funding may be the movable and immovable property of that organization. Sources of funding may be the government funding, maybe the private organization funding, maybe the crowd funding. That means some rich individuals, they are also sometimes donating some money to the organization, and thereby that organization also running smoothly. Friends, we all organizations are mobilizing their funds, and some organizations may not be disclosed their sources of funding, but you will try to know the source of funding, how that organization is running. Without the money, there will be no organization can run. If anybody says that without money we are running, then it is false. They may be raise their fund from their own self, but that also the fund. How they are mobilizing that fund through different channel, through different techniques. That techniques I am not going to elaborate now. I am telling to you that you supposed to know that whether it is CSR fund, corporate social responsibility fund, or it is corporate fund, or it is philanthropic fund, individual fund, or government fund, or non-government fund, or it is income generative fund from that organization. Whatever may be, but we must know the sources of funding. That is very important, because we all will zero to hero, but if zero is remains always zero, if it is not added 1 or 2 or 3, then it is always zero. So it must evaluate, then only it will be good. So sources of funding is important for all of us. Being a social work student, very interesting things I tell you at present. Many people asking me, sir, if you have any students, please depute us or send us. They will be working as a fundraiser. Many organizations. I am I am surprised to see this type of trend. Now it has come. They are saying ki they will raise the funds for their organization. I have seen when I was traveling from Odisha to Delhi, our national headquarters in India, some people, they were mobilizing fund inside the train journey. What they were saying, sir, we have a orphanage home and we want to feed them. So if please give some money for those students. We want to run that orphanage home. I have several times given without knowing to those people, but of course, it is not good. Strongly, without knowing, giving some support to someone. They gave the money receipt. They shown their orphan home and like that. That is why, though I have not given a big amount, but then I have given a small amount by believing to them. So, friends, there are some people who are sitting in front of malls, shopping malls. There are some boys and girls who are also begging money for their organization. That is a kind of resource mobilization. So to say, the organization where you are visiting, you must know the sources of funding. And that also helpful you to enhance your knowledge. It is a technical thing that we must understand. And then infrastructure facilities. Infrastructure facilities is also a very important part of the organization, because many organizations, they do not have proper infrastructure. Infrastructure, buildings, infrastructure, interconnectivity, road interconnectivity, infrastructure, water connectivity, infrastructure, library, office, toilet, bedroom, everything, conference hall. These are all comes under the infrastructures. You know, if if there is a organization where there is no sufficient infrastructure, then also the work will be hampered. So therefore, there must be a infrastructure. A proper infrastructure will strengthen to the organization. So here we will collect the information pertaining to their infrastructure. We will ask, and not only asking their infrastructure. I will suggest to you, when you will visit to any organization, your duty is to see their infrastructure with your eyes. Then only you will believe that this is what their infrastructure. Sometimes in the picture they show one type, and practically it is not like that. So whenever you visit to that particular place, you will realize that what kind of infrastructure are there in that particular place. That is very much important. My dear students, we need not to be take it very lightly that why we will visit and see that infrastructure. What is the worth of visiting that infrastructure? You know, looking into the infrastructure also, your mind will change. You'll be enlightened. You'll be changed. The way they have built up the infrastructure. There are some organizations, which organizations are very appealing, very well organized. And that infrastructure can also helpful to the students to learn more and more. Uh, we will discuss the rest part. Now, I think 10 to 15 minutes at least we will have a small discussion regarding these many things. Uh, you may be knowing all these things, but then if you have any doubts or what is your experience, if you could share with me regarding all these things, the profile of the organization. I was just talking about the profile of the organization. The rest part again we'll be discussing. Some of the part for today we will not discuss. I want to know from you whatever I have discussed today. At least you share yourself what you learn and what more you want to learn from me, especially. In addition to this, I will try my best to tell you all. So, there are 4-5 points more which we will cover on the orientation visit. When you will go for the orientation visit, by that time you have to collect this many information. That is why I am talking with you. I am discussing with you. And then, after collecting all this information, you will go on writing. How you will write that also I will teach to you. So, if you are willing, then you can say something. Whatever I have discussed with you, number one. Number two, in addition to this, if you want to know more, what you want to know from me related to this orientation visit, if you have any other knowledge, you can share to us so that everybody will learn together. I don't hesitate to learn from my students. I respect always to all of you, because you are also, all are giants. You are also the very well professionals, well defined professionals, because that is why you have opted this course. I know you are living in a far away from this place, but still from your strong willingness, strong commitment, you are pursuing this course. And this course will make you a healthier, intelligent in this particular field. And you can also work in international basis for the development of this universe, world. Those who are not able to go abroad, they can also work within their periphery, within their geographical area, within their country. Many people are seeking assistance of social service, social work assistance, but very less number of students were professionally equipped. Nominally, there are thousands of lakhs of students are there. I cannot deny. Thousands of students having the certificate, but only few students like you, those who are attentively attending the class, and doing their practical, professionally, practically, really, they will be the real soldier for the society. So now I tell you, if you want, anybody, if you want, you can say something in addition to this, or whatever I said, if you recapitulate now also, I'll be happy. Francis, Palrani, Davis, Ciplirio, Anas, Mikhail, and two others, Mariam. Okay. Anyway, tell. Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Davis, tell.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yes, Davis. Keep it up, Davis.
Oh, thank you so
Continue.
much. Yes.
How was
Am I
how
audible,
was
sir?
this class? How was the today's class? What you learned today? Is it practicable or not to collect the
Uh,
information?
yes.
Davis.
Thank you so much for today's class. I have learned a lot today. In fact, this first part of field work is as something that has always been there in the previous practicum. We have had similar experiences, and it's like a recap to us today. And thanks so much for being so clear on the aspects. Now, my concern, or what I really wanted to discuss with everyone here is, or maybe a question or request to you is, during collection of information, whenever we go to institutions and organizations to collect information, we have had this very big challenge. I don't know if it is everywhere, but to me, or maybe to some of us, depending on the areas where we are coming from in our countries, when we go to institutions, they are like adamant to provide information, just because most of the institutions, most of the organizations are seeking a letter of recognition from the school which we are coming from the school which we are like learning as students. So as students of IGNO, when we go to institutions to collect information or seeking information on these aspects, on the areas that we have discussed anyway, they are like demanding a letter. They are like demanding something that is recognizing us really as students of IGNO. So this has always been a challenge, and this has always been a request from us to you, but I don't know, but nothing has come out as a help to us. So the field work aspect somewhat has been a challenge. Maybe I believe it has a contribution on the quality of information sometimes, because we don't get the real information that is needed in this field, just because the institutions that we go to, they demand later, they demand something from the organization, something from the school, something from IGNO, which is not always there. So we improvise sometimes. We collect information, yes, but not in an environment which is conducive for us to. So this has always been a challenge. So I don't know if at all you can come out on that to give us something that we can get today. At least I don't know, but this has always been a challenge.
Okay, 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 okay. Should I answer for of your question? Okay. So I'm answering to your question. Okay. Am I audible? Davis. Davis,
Yes,
am I
yes, you are. You
audible?
are audible. Very much.
Okay,
Yes, you
okay.
are audible. Very
You
much clear,
you
sir. Thank you.
you raised a very pertinent question, very nice question. I salute you. Thanks for your question. It is a general challenge for all the students. So there is a provision when you will go for an orientation visit. By that time, prior to visit to that organization, you ask to your study center or regional center to send a letter to the organization. Okay. The, the IGNO will be sending a letter on behalf of you that one of our learner named such and such, enrollment number such and such, BSW third semester, second semester or fourth semester, he is supposed to visit to your organization with the help of the fieldwork supervisor such and such. Okay. So for 1 day orientation visit. During the 1 day orientation visit, you please provide some basic information of your organization, for which act of your kindness we shall be obliged to you. By that way, by this type of letter will be sent to the concerned organization through the IGNO, so that you will be not facing any challenges. This is the process. So I will write down this one and I can talk to the office bearer of regional center and the IGNO also, so that they will help to you. Another thing is that even if the study center is not providing, whoever your fieldwork supervisor, he can also write as in his capacity that he is a fieldwork supervisor, recognized fieldwork supervisor. The recognized fieldwork supervisor can also write a letter to the specific organization where you are going for 1 day orientation visit, right? Mentioning your name. Suppose you both one or two or three number of students are going to one organization, then you three number of students number will be written. If you are only only one person going, then only one student's number will written, so that you will be not facing any problem. Without the letter, if you are going to collect some information from that organization, if they are feeling convenient, then they will provide you the information. If they are not feeling convenient, they may not be giving you the information. That is reality. That is the real thing. Another thing, when you are visiting to any organization, always you try to give priority which organization is familiar to you, which organization is real, which organization is nearby to you. And for example, your brother or sister or some relatives or somebody who knows to that organization, if he is giving reference to you and you are visiting that organization, it will be easy to collect the information from that organization. This is the thing. Another thing is that sometimes what happens, the organization people also reluctant to provide their information. So by this time, what you will do, you may be collecting some of the information from them directly if they are giving the information. Otherwise, you can also browse the website of that organization, and from that website also you can download some of the information, write down some of the information, and write in your journal. There is no problem on that. You may be visiting to that organization. All information they may not be providing you. Suppose they do not have time, so they may have some annual report. From that annual report also you can search some information. From their website also you can search search some information, and you can write down. Moreover, very important thing is that you need to have a good relationship with that organization. That means only once it is there that only once you will go and ask the information, immediately they may not be giving to you, though it is 1 day orientation visit. For 1 day orientation visit, if you want to enhance your knowledge, you may be going to 2 days. So, and whenever you are going, prior permission, you have to seek the prior permission. If you have got the prior permission from that organization, it will be easy for you to get the information. My dear friends, all without the challenge, there is no success. Without the obstacle, there is no success. Without the problem, there is no success. Problem will be there, but we need to overcome those problems. Don't worry, if any information skipped, then it is your mark is not to going. You are not going to lose your mark. If any information, if it is left out, then nobody is going to cut your mark. But the thing is that for your overall knowledge, you are going to that organization. Now you are a student. You have not got money, and you are doing a survey work, and you have to get proper information, and that proper information is very much essential to publish a journal. It is not like that. Don't worry for that. So far my knowledge is concerned, it is good you have visited that organization. It is good they are not given you the information. Then you will apply your presence of mind, and you will collect some of the information from outside also. There is no any problem. And the very important thing is that you don't worry for that. You can ask to your regional director, sir, or where you have got admission, you clearly mention that, sir, I have listed these many organizations, and I have to visit this organization, and please write a letter to those organizations. They are bound to write the letter, because you are the student of that study center. So they must write a letter to that organization for your behalf, for one day orientation visit. Beside this, for 15 days, for 30 days, for 25 days, also there is a need of the letter from the study center to the organization where you will do your 15 days field work, where you will do your 20 days field work, where you will do your 30 days field work. So first of all, you try to ask to your study center for issue an official letter where you will visit prior to your visit, maybe from 1 week before, or 10 days before, or 5 days before, like that. So that through the mail also you can communicate. And if it is possible, your supervisor will accompany with you. If it is not possible, then if you can go alone, there is no any problem. And telephonically, the supervisor will guide to you. These many things you have to collect the information. You will ask to your fieldwork supervisor. Your fieldwork supervisor will tell you to ask these many questions to the organization. And sometimes the supervisor can also facilitate you to interact more with the organizational chief functionary. The supervisor also can directly talk to your organizational chief functionary to facilitate, to help you, so that you will be easily get the information. There will be no any problem. If the regional center or study center sometimes they may be busy or for some work, if they are not able to give you the letter, then the feedback supervisor can also write the letter, because he has also authority, and that is also authenticate for you. And the very important thing is that I suggest you which organization is familiar to you, which organization is not directly related to you or relation to you, but on behalf of you, some other friends who knows to that organization. If you go through their reference, then it will be easy to collect this many data. And as I was saying to you, all the data may not be provided by them due to their shortage of time, due to their busy schedule, or they may be intentionally reluctant to provide you the data. So for that, you need not to harass. For that, you need not to worry, because you are a learner. As a learner, you are trying to get this many information. If they are not providing, it is okay. Whatever information you got, that information only you can write and submit to your feedback supervisor. Thank you. Davis, I think your doubt might have cleared. Hello.
Yeah. Thank you so. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I think now for the first time, I think you have come out very much clear. And thanks so much for your vivid explanation. You have like cleared so many doubts on field work. Otherwise, if you had come earlier on, I believe some of us would have been assisted. I think it's not my only concern, it's maybe the concern of so many other students here. I believe your coming out has helped us a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I know it is not your it is not your it is not only your question. It is the question of everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. Uh, is there any doubts? Any other students? If you have any doubts, or we will close this class.
Hello, sir.
Oh yes, please tell.
Please explain, sir, for us, each and everyone here in the
It is.
is.
I'm not. It is not clearly audible to you. Please speak again.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes, as Davis asks, all the students here that are facing, we are facing this kind of situation of having access to any organization that we went to have some reports, sir. And I really appreciate how you explain to us, because if to say you came from the beginning, I know each and every one of us will not face this problem, because we explain how we, or me in person, uh, will solve this problem in terms of the practicum, sir. We really appreciate you, and we thank you for your explanation, sir. And my question here is that uh, my supervisor, as you say, he guide us to the right path. He guide me how I will go and find my information, and he send me to where that will be very easy to me, that I will not face challenges with the organization. He taught me how to do everything. And what I want to ask secondly is that, for example, if I visit an organization and seeking them for information, as I do in 104 and 105, they refuse to give me the full uh, information, and I decide, as you said, I decided to download an information from the internet and link it to the organization, and submit the practicum with the information of the organization, with the information different from the organization that I visit. I just attach it and put it as my information. I hope it will not be a problem, since you said someone can try to use it, download an information and use it as his report. That's my question, sir. I hope there is no problem, because some organization did not used to give information from their
Yeah.
organization. Thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you, Anas. Thank you for your valuable suggestion. Both of you spoke very well. I thanks once again to everybody for your patience sharing, patience listening. 2.5 an hours at a stress, interacting and listening also very difficult. But I am looking to all of you that you are patiently hearing all these things. This is a very good sign, being a good students. And as you have already explained, that from the website and from the different sources we can collect the data. There would be no any problem. Problem will come, but we have to face these problems slightly, as solve uh, by conningly, and it will be helpful for you. Thank you once again. I bless you all. May God bless you. Good night. Again, we'll assemble in tomorrow by this time. So till then, goodbye to all of you. If you have any doubts, then in the coming class again we'll discuss. Because as you are saying that you have already done this, and the field practicum is just related to the previous one and present one, everything. Okay, so the coming field practicum aspect also related to like this only. So it is a, I mean, again and again listening. Through listening, you are learning some new points and also participating. By that way, you are enhancing your knowledge. That is the thing. So when you will do the first journal, second journal will be easier to do. Third journal, again, it will be easier to do, because it's the same pattern, more or less same pattern. There is no any extra new things which is here. But you have to add some new points. You have to add some new things. That is very much important. That is why always people says innovative activities is very important in your report writing, in your observation. That will impress to others, as you are saying. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you then.
Thank
Good
you,
night
sir.
all.
Have a nice dream, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Good night. Good night. I don't know what is your time there, but in India it is 7:30 p.m.
Our time now in Nigeria is 3:05.
Nigeria, what is the time of Nigeria right
The
now?
time is 3:05 p.m.
3 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
1605.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you.